Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and this is our 82nd episode, and we are so excited to be back in the studios
We
today.
are so excited to be back in the studio. Thank you, Ziggy.
Ziggy, we appreciate it.
Always a
It's
pleasure.
it's been an interesting time being away and doing this through Zoom and trying to keep things moving forward. It's been an interesting 6 weeks.
I think it's been interesting in so many different aspects of how real estate has taken place, and not just real estate, but pretty much every sector of the economy is having a change. And I think more and more we hear people talking about what will become the new norm, what will be a lasting consumer behavior, and where do we go from here. But it is interesting that real estate has still continued during this timetable, and we haven't seen this dip in prices that we did when we in the Great Recession of 2009.
Yeah, that's true. And we have a really great corporate team at our company, and one of those team members is Anthony Jackson, who's the vice president of finance and operations. And Anthony sends us an email every week talking about what is going on from a financial perspective in the company in terms of pendings, new listings coming in, everything. And it's great. It's great nuggets of information. And, we like one of the charts that we got last night showed the pending and the listing activity day by day, and how there was definitely that little slowdown there where everybody was adjusting to the shelter in place. But man, it's the showing time records are coming back up. The pendings are coming back up. We've put a couple of things under contract in the last few days.
And one of the other things that he quickly pointed out was that in the under 35 group, that had the largest number of new home buyers step into the market with an increase of 2%, which is really amazing.
Yeah.
And it's showing that there is this pent up buyer that's still out there right now. And the great thing is that this also is held account, or is also true when you look at first time home buyer price points, and how there is a real constraint on that price point right now. And it's really forcing prices to stay at or just slightly above what market value is.
Yeah, that we have a house in the Colony that we talked about a few weeks ago that we put on. We had multiple offers on it the first day. Went under contract really close to list price, and the buyers have just because the lending process has slowed a bit. The buyers weren't able to close when we initially agreed in the contract, but it looks like we're going to be able to wrap that up within the next couple of days. And they're thrilled. They're thrilled because it's a $250,000 house, and there was one was available for them, so they're loving it.
We actually have clients that are about to close on their brand new construction, and then at that point we'll bring on their home, which is a really great. It's a detached in your neighborhood, and it's a great home that just will have a nice private yard. We've already had the photography. We're just waiting for it all to kind of come live. We also have another one that will do photography on Friday night for twilight shots, and we've got just a few more that are beginning to really realize that it's time to put them back on the market.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of really great houses to talk about today. In the second half of the show, we're going to talk about what to do while you're staying at home. Just some things that are going to help your real estate life and help you just be better prepared in the event anything were to go wrong. So
be an informed homeowner, and that's what we like.
That's
so
exactly
the
what
first one we're going to get into is going to be 4144 Shady Bend Drive. And this one is one of the houses that we set up portals for clients, and this is one of the first houses that this client liked. And I was like, hey, watch the show because we're going to have this house on there for you, and we previewed it. And it really was, this is a great area of Dallas that we're seeing a lot of different home buyers seeking it out.
Yeah, the area between Midway and Marsh, north of Forest Lane, has always been a great neighborhood, but this has got a lot of those really good-sized ranch homes up there. This one's just under 3,000 square feet, and the accessibility is fantastic because you can get right onto LBJ, you can get on the express lanes and head right to the airport and be there within 10 minutes. Love Field is probably 15 to 20 minutes away. everything's really right there.
Yeah, and it has quite a concentration of private schools in the area as well. Lots and lots of really great daycares and Head Start programs. So this is a neighborhood that really has a lot of vibrant life activity to it. As far as grocery stores are all over the place. You've got two central markets. One of them is temporarily down because of the tornadoes. The other one is still going on Midway and Northwest Highway. So lots of great opportunities in this one. And this home is one of the ones that it photographed amazingly. And sometimes I get really nervous that it's going to let me down when I walk in. And I have to say that I was really happy coming into this house that everything looked as good online as it did in person.
Yeah, this home was one of those one-story ranches, really long. Used to have a formal dining room, formal living room, and then a den. And the renovation company on this one has really opened it up, and they opened it up so beautifully. And as you can see, it's got these really great beanbox ceilings that just give that room a lot of life.
There's a lot of symmetry in this house, which makes it easy to kind of figure out where everything goes. This is what you're looking at right here is just a little breakfast nook that's off of the kitchen. They've done so much with not focusing on really strong color palettes, but using them sparsely, but using them smartly. They've done really the key elements that I think that more and more buyers are wanting. You'll see the black fixtures that you typically don't always get, and this is a really great, I like this as a design element. And the darker cabinets, the wood tone cabinets there on the island, and then you have the paint grade there on the right-hand side. It's really nice.
Yeah, and the surfaces they chose for this home, I think, really blend together. And like you said, they picked a color palette that works really well, that regardless of what your real color is, you could move into this home. If you're, a blue tone person, or if you're in a red tone person, or if you're, whatever it is, you can move into this, and what they've done to the house is just going to complement what you have.
And this is a multi-generational home. So there is a full bedroom and full bath off of the kitchen, and then additional bedrooms and master on the other side of the house. And it's really well done. They didn't skimp on anything. It's not like you're going to walk in one of the bathrooms and it's not done. And the master is actually enormous. It's probably one of the largest masters that we've ever seen, and here it is right here.
It really is. And the wood floor that they used in this, they have used almost throughout the entire home. And when you do that with a home like this, it just ties every room together.
Great continuity.
Yeah. Remember when I had my house painted a few years ago, and it was the first time I'd ever had it painted front to back, and it just had such a continuity to it. They use these marble countertops almost throughout the entire house, and that's another way they've provided continuity. I love this shower area. This picture cannot quite show you how big that shower area is, but it is really nice.
And the other thing too is that you don't get a feel for it in the pictures, but there is a master walk-in closet that is the equivalent of another bedroom, and it is well done. And you can't ask for anything else on this house. It was really well thought out from front to back on this one, and so it was a really great opportunity for us to have it on the show.
Yeah. So this is 4144 Shady Bend Drive, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 2-car garage, built in 71, renovated in 2020, little under 3,000 square feet, priced at $729, and that brings it in about $246 a square foot.
And we want to say thank you to Catherine McCullough for allowing us to feature your home. It was beautiful.
Thank you, Catherine. We really enjoyed that.
So now we are going to step down, and this is another neighborhood that we're really familiar with because I used to own a home in this area, and I love the area. It has people move into this area and they do not want to leave, and this is going to be 6632 Norte Ln. Great place.
Yeah, just north of Northwest Highway, just west of Hillcrest, and this has restaurants and shopping and really everything almost within walking distance. I mean, somebody that had a lot of energy could really even walk over to North Park from there. It's not that far.
You get a lot of people that are seeking out this area right here because they're downsizing. And so this is where we get a high concentration of people who are from the area, whether it's a little bit north or a little bit south into the Park Cities, and they have decided that They are familiar with the dry cleaners, the salons, and the doctors, and they're going to stay in the area. And so it really, houses come on the market and they don't last very long. Sometimes they don't even come on the market and still trade.
Yeah,
So
this one was this is a single family attached, which you can also refer to it as a duplex if you want, or a half duplex, with a party wall down the middle that was built by the man that owns the adjoining unit. Yeah, and he is an architect and put a tremendous amount of detail into the way the home was built and the foundation, and it's got a block firewall between the two units that provides 3 hours of fire protection between it when code only requires 1 hour.
Yeah.
I mean, it just two separate slabs in the structure. There's so much engineering behind this one. It was amazing.
it is. And one of the things that a lot of times developers don't take into consideration when they're building these is that the rooms have to be large enough for actual furniture as people downsize. And one of the considerations that they've done is they've really kept living and dining room space very gracious and large. And the fit and finish of these are amazing.
Yeah, this was the owner that built both of them, for he and his wife to live in, and the one next door, I believe one of their kids was going to move into it, and then never did move into it, and they ended up renting it for a couple of years. But we walked into it, and we thought it was brand new because of the condition.
I actually did, and when I was skimming through the images to pick this, I thought this was brand new because, again, like I said, and it has weathered and it has stood the test of time. There's classic architecture and fit and finish, and then there's trendy, and this is definitely on the classic side of it.
And this has just enough of a front porch you can sit out there and hang out with the neighbors. It's a very super friendly neighborhood.
We saw people
were
waving as we walked in.
There, yeah, I mean, there were 4 or 5 neighbors all out in the front yard that were, like waving at each other and chit-chatting.
That was the dining. This is the dining room right here. And again, like we said, they're really big rooms. And so this has also, if you needed a music spot or you needed a secondary seating area.
Yeah, the wood floors in this, another continuity factor. They really brought so much life to this room. A lot of times you find when the wood floors are all stained to one color, and while that looks great in many places, I think the owner really made a good selection with this.
Yep. The other thing too that you're going to notice is that they've added dark accents like we saw in the previous one, but they've taken and added those in the doors. And so what we see is a very highlighted, kind of elevated elegance and classic with that design element. Here you can see just to the left right there in that picture, that's actually a dry bar, perfect little area, and then up the stairs. And one of the things that Jeff and I noticed as we were going up the stairs is that the stairs are oversized. And many times when people build duplexes or single attached, what they do is they skimp on stairwells. And what that does is it makes it very difficult to get your furniture up and down, and it just kind of has a crammed feeling, whereas this never had that.
Yeah, this the solid surface countertops in all of the wet areas in this. They really had nice tile selections, white lower cabinetry, the big mirrors in this. You can see this has got the big walk-in shower, and you really don't want for anything else in this house. It's every room is used so well.
It is ready to move in. There are no paint touch-ups left to do. There are no spots in the carpet. This literally, I hate to say it, but you could classify this as a new construction.
Yeah,
in its current condition.
In its current condition, absolutely. And then you've got this really great oversized outdoor space with half of it being covered. So rain or shine, you've got outdoor space.
Exactly.
And a nice little sized backyard.
So this is 6632 Del Norte. It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, built in 2016, if you can believe that. It's just over 3,500 square feet and comes in at $885,000, which puts this at a great price of $252 a square foot.
Yes, and we would like to say thank you to Janice Schick and Dixie Arterburn for letting us talk about their home today.
Yep, it's a great home, ladies.
So thanks. I really enjoyed those homes. I hope y'all did too. And anything else?
You know what? We'll be right back after a short commercial.
We'll be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to second segment of episode 82 of Sold with Updike Pugh. And today we're going to talk about what to do with yourself since you're staying at home.
Besides put on the 19, what else can you do that's productive? And so this came across as an email, and we thought this is a really great topic. And for me, it's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
I've actually experienced, as many have, a total loss of a house, and it's not the best feeling. And I would say that throughout the entire process, one of the things that I did not mean to do, but I had the entire house photographed, and therefore it made the process that much easier when it came to inventorying my contents. And today we want to talk about making a list of everything that you own in order to get that over to your insurance for a couple reasons: to make sure that you have enough content coverage to replace your items, and B, to make sure that you're able to quickly articulate them. Because I have to say that when a crisis like that happens, the last thing that you want to do is have to look at every stinking thing that's gone. It is like ripping off the bandage every single time. And so if you've already done that, it takes a lot of that bite and pain off. Plus, there's an accelerated return on getting the money back, which is what you need in order to get your life started again. And it's just this one little step that can make such a huge difference. And given that we have extra time right now, we really encourage you to do this.
Yeah, it is. And this, it really could be, I mean, I look at this process and of documenting everything that you own, and it might take a couple of days to do this. To me, this is not a process that you just run around, shooting pictures, but it's taking pictures of manufacturer labels on all your appliances to get the serial number, because that's going to tell what the age of that is. Right. It is, opening the drawers in your kitchen and photographing and documenting everything that you have there, because all of that detail, just as you said, is going to make this process so much easier when it does. If something does happen and you have to file an insurance claim, it's going to make it flow.
Yeah. The other thing too that we noticed, or that I noticed when I actually was filling it out, is that they don't just want a picture of it. And there's a lot of articles that were written out there, and this was interesting to me, is that the articles were saying take a picture or take a video. And I have to say that I don't think that the video actually is going to be what you're going to need, because a lot of these insurance companies require you to upload an image of the actual item that you're claiming on. So if you have a video, that's going to add another layer of work on you cutting stills out. So visit with your provider. Actually ask them to send you the program, because now it's all digital and it's online. And so that you can see what it would be like if you were in a crisis situation where you had lost everything and you had to upload it. Because I was surprised that when I uploaded for my insurance company, that I had to actually say when I had purchased it, I had to describe the condition that it was in. I had to tell what room it was located in. I then had to go and provide a website if it was available, a photo, and then the price. And you had to do that for everything.
Yeah.
And so if there is a way for you to reach out to your carrier and ask them if you can begin to do this and provide receipts, I would say that we never want anything to happen, but you would be so much further ahead. It would make life so much easier, because I put this off for probably 6 months because I did not want to look at the photos after it happened. And so if you're that far ahead, you can almost hit send or do a partial, because I know that you can do partials. So these are my words of wisdom.
Yeah. And it's what you do for your appliances. It is what you do for all of your furnishings. I mean, again, don't just take a picture of the couch, but turn it over and take a picture of the label on it, because that's going to help you document that, was that the higher end couch or was it the knockoff version? And so it's going to help provide all that detail that you are going to be asked to come up with. And it's, I watched you do it. It was not fun for you, I know. Also, the other thing to keep in mind is any kind of collectibles or electronics that you may have, there may be limits in your policy for those things. And so if you pull all of that information together and you start adding up how much all of that would cost to replace, that would be a good time to review your coverage with your insurance provider. We've gotten in the habit where we tell people to do that, every year now. I think a lot of times insurance kind of just gets on that, well, it's going to be, paid through my escrow account, and I never really see anything that I have to do about it. It is something that you need to do every year.
The other thing too that I was shocked at is that on a single pair of boots, they questioned the price on the boots. And so I would say that if you're someone who buys expensive clothes, that I would check with your insurance carrier and figure out how you're going to prove that you have those clothes, because that is a way that a lot of fraud, I guess, is happening. Like Jeff said, if you're a collector, I would really watch for watches and guns. And then if you cook a lot and have a lot of food, you need to ask what the limit is on what they're going to pay for, like your groceries and whatnot, because my insurance company has said that it's $300. But if I had a deep freezer full of food, if I would have had a family of 5, that would nowhere near covered everything.
Yeah. If
so
you think about replacing everything in your pantry today, and you can't do that for $300.
Yeah, there's just some oddities that we don't think about as being important to research. So we're going to tell you right now, call your insurance person. Play this back a couple of times, sit with them, listen to it, and go over it, because at the time that it happens and you have to use it, it is never the fun time. It's not when you wish you were doing that.
Yeah, and this is one of those things that you do have to have some focus and some attention to the project. So now is as good a time as any to do that.
Yeah. Yep. So that is, if you have ideas though that you found are very helpful that have to do with the house, we would love to hear from them, just because we've heard from so many of you others about how you're handling with the kids, and God bless you all for teaching. That's got to be amazing experience. We'd like to know about those.
Yep. And I guess last of all, thank you very much to all of our first responders.
Absolutely. You guys have been amazing, and we hope that the little token of the Blue Angels going over was amazing today. And so everybody, thank y'all so much. And remember,
we want to be your realtors for life.